Yo, what's up? Check it out. It's your boy DJ L7. Yeah, you know. Now, actually, today I actually found a very special guest, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hey guys, my name is Reed Coverdale, also known as the Naturalist Capitalist on social media, YouTube, and Twitter.
Okay, cool, man. So actually, we got a chance to hang out once before. I checked out the Naturalist Capitalist. It's a cool program. Now, Naturalist Capitalist has actually a political leaning, kind of, right?
Yes, definitely. I'm a libertarian,
Mm-hmm.
and now since there's two factions to the Libertarian Party, I'm more of a right-leaning libertarian, but I'm trying to unite people who identify as libertarians against the authoritarians.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm down with that. The Vermin Supreme guy. Those interviews were pretty cool, man. Guys, definitely go check it out. It's a cool channel. I definitely, I had a good time on it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, as in terms of like I know like we actually met up once actually in New Hampshire, right, for some of the parade. I was going a little nuts over
Right.
there. Yeah. So the
Yes.
yeah. what's your personal background with that type of stuff? I mean, besides doing that, was kind of like that was what you did, or was that kind of like why you started
Yeah.
your channel, or what's the deal?
So I have always had strong opinions about politics, but I didn't actually get involved until the Tulsi Gabbard campaign. And before her campaign, I was actually done getting involved with politics. Like I wasn't even going to vote anymore. And some people were asking me like, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? And I was like, they all suck. None of them are really that anti-war. None of them are thinking outside the box. Of course, I didn't know about her yet. And then I found out about her and I met her in New Hampshire and I was like, okay, I'm not on board with most of her fiscal policy, but she has a huge amount of overlap with me and she's willing to think outside the box and talk to everybody. I will get behind this person. So I worked on her campaign from I think it was September till it ended in New Hampshire in February. And then she dropped out, endorsed Biden. And I had been down this road before with Rand Paul and Ron Paul in the Republican Party. And I was just like, these two parties suck so much. They don't let anyone who's good get anywhere. And then everyone just falls in line in the end and we vote for the lesser of two evils and we just have this horrible system. So I'm really going to start advocating for the Libertarian Party and libertarian principles. So I had a YouTube channel and a Twitter page that I'd actually started to kind of support Tulsi, but I didn't really do much with them. So then in March, I think it was, of this year, I just changed the name to the Naturalist Capitalist, which is what I came up with, and I just started putting all these ideas out there. And it's been very popular. I've got a couple thousand subscribers on YouTube and
Exactly.
1,000 followers on Twitter so far. So.
I've been looking at your metrics; they look real good. I've been like, yo, this guy's real popular. Like, congratulations. Now the thing is that, like, doing this work on the ground, you have some experience. Also, doing this YouTube channel, you're like that Vermin Supreme. You got to like interview. You get to meet different people, which is kind of cool. Also, every day you're looking at content and you're engaging a little bit more than the average person. So what,
Right.
like, how does this like? Is there a certain perspective that you feel that you have that others might not have? And can you share that with us?
Yes. So all my views that I have, religious, political, whatever, I've arrived at them through my life experiences. I feel like most people just choose an ideology that sounds exciting and then they defend it at all costs. I am not that way. I arrive at conclusions based on what I lived through, and that's how I became a libertarian. And it's really boots on the ground experience. I'm a blue collar worker. I'm not an office pencil pusher. I'm a truck driver. I've worked on power lines, and just the things I've seen throughout my life, working and interacting with people and living a real down-to-earth life are what give me the views I have. And so then I can bring these views to words and then bring them, connect them to ideologies, but I can talk on a level that regular people would understand, and I can bring forward concepts from concrete examples of why I think these ideas work. And so I can resonate with people who know the theory behind ideas, but also the people who don't necessarily have the theory, but they can just hear what I have to say and be like, wow, I get this guy, I understand where he's coming from. So I'd say that's what my angle is. And I feel like libertarian social media is an echo chamber in a lot of ways. And my goal is really to talk to people who aren't libertarians and try to show them this is why I'm a libertarian. And, hopefully it can resonate with them.
Well, here's one question that I have about libertarians. So the thing is that libertarians believe a lot in, like, I would say less government. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah.
So how do libertarians, how does that organization make decisions? Because, you know what I mean? Maybe you could explain that to me?
Yeah, that's actually a huge hurdle, because that's why I haven't been involved a lot in the past, because as sort of those anarchist tendencies, as you might call them, it makes you want to have no involvement with any institution, really, because once you have a libertarian party, a lot of people could even look at that as oxymoronic. And I used to kind of think that way, but then I realized that if you don't involve yourself with politics, politics is still going to involve itself with you eventually, whether you like it or not. So even though you have to, sometimes vote for people you don't agree with, and you've got to pony up and, get involved with this institution, it's worth it, because in the long run, it saves you from what's coming down the pipe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, but as in terms of answering how the libertarians make decisions, maybe let's pose for example, right? Libertarians generally don't like war. It's just not our business. You know what I mean? But what happens if there was a real attack on us? You know what I mean? And it became clear we did have to go to war. I guess libertarians would still use a representative like republic government like we have right now to mobilize what would be needed to be respond.
Yeah, so in general, libertarians just believe in decentralization. They, there is like a anarchist wing of the party, but I'm not really part of that wing. Most of us believe in a federal government that does make decisions, but they should really be about, the Department of Defense, mostly war and peace, things like that. When it comes to a lot of things that the federal government does now, we'd like to see those on more local levels.
Hey, thanks for clearing that up. That's a good answer right there. I appreciate that. So now the thing I want to ask is, what do you, libertarians, right? What do you think is the most common misconception about libertarians?
So kind of just what I laid out there, that we want to get rid of everything. We don't want to get rid of everything. We believe in education. We believe in protecting the environment. We believe in a lot of things. We just think that the federal government is the absolute worst instrument to use, because they've done nothing but make all of those problems worse. So that's one thing. Another one is, free market capitalism has a bad name now because it's been adopted by cronies and Republicans who, bail out banks and big businesses and give subsidies to oil companies, but then they claim they're free market people. So the whole free market capitalism just needs rebranding.
But does a true free market encourage monopolies?
No, I mean,
okay.
If you have do you want me to dive into that at all? Or?
Let's do that on another episode, actually. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yo, actually, guys, check it out. That's a reason for you guys to check out this guy's channel right here. You know what I mean? Honestly, we're going to give them a reason to go to the channel and subscribe right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, hell yeah, because that's how I do. I'm not at 1,000 yet, so I'm a little guy. It's all good, though, yeah? Whatever comes over is cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so, all right, so, as in terms of, what do you think are the biggest obstacles to libertarian success?
Bad messaging, and I think a lot of people who have good ideas don't get involved. They're kind of hoarding ammunition for when the government comes up their driveway with a tank. And that's not the way to influence change. They've got to get out there, and they got to be involved with protesting. They got to be involved with implementing solutions in local government. Because if you're a libertarian, you do have this idea of you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, but you do have to get involved. So that's one huge hurdle that it has. And then the other one is meeting people on their own turf. Libertarians aren't good at that. They tend to shout from their pedestal about what they think, and they scare a lot of people away that they really could jive with. Like, I jive with a lot of people on the left, and they're surprised. Like, a lot of socialists I jive with, because I meet them on their turf of hating corporatism, cronyism, war, the war on drugs, and then they start listening to what I have to say, and then they're like, wow, I had some misconceptions about what libertarians are, what capitalism is. And so that's how I'm planning on overcoming those barriers, and I think other libertarians should take note.
Cool, man. How can people follow you? You have, like, what's your YouTube channel? What's your Twitter? What else are you on? Instagram? I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't really use Instagram or Facebook other than personal use. But if you want to follow me, Twitter is my biggest platform aside from YouTube. So Twitter, I'm at Reed Coverdale, or the Naturalist Capitalist. And you can follow me there. And then on YouTube, I am the Naturalist Capitalist. And I'm the only one who has that name, as far as I know. I couldn't find that name anywhere else. So yeah, follow me on those two.
That's pretty cool, man. Actually, in the activist world, it's been hard to find. There are allies of Tulsi that I've been finding cropping up, and just still sticking around. It's nice to see people that I met before are still pushing for, fighting that good fight, man, against war, stuff like that. You know what I mean? We'll still be fighting, man. Good job, man. I'll see you soon, man.
Yeah.
And good job. I'm happy about
All
what you've done right here. It makes me proud, man. Good job. See ya. These videos are independently produced and funded, and your support is deeply appreciated. Liking the video and subscribing helps the channel, and ringing the bell icon will keep you notified as to when we upload new content. You can also check out our other social media platforms. We'd love to hear from you. We also have our event calendar. Links in the description. On our Reddit, you can come in and get on the conversation and check out some of the memes. Like and share. It really helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Every week on Sunday, we have a live online meeting where you can join us in working to create and nurture the change that we need. I'd like to invite you to check out some of our other videos. Until next time, may all your actions bring you success. Stay focused, stay strong, and reinvest in yourself as well as your community. Together, our efforts can be greater than the sum of the parts. The power is in your hands. Thanks for watching.